Hi guys, if this is your first time on my channel, then I just wanted you to know I'm giving away this BB preamp. I'm giving it away when I hit 2,500 subs, which we're pretty close to now. All you need to do is subscribe publicly and make a comment on a video from now onwards, and I'll pull a name out of the hat when we hit 2,500 subs. Okay, I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Cheers. Hi guys, and welcome to my new series that's called 10 Minutes With. Today we're kicking off with a pedal. This is the JextFace by Jext Telez. Now in this series I'm going to try and keep the video to 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes maximum, and in that time I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, take you through some tones, hopefully with a couple of different guitars so you can really hear what it does, and then I'm going to finish by telling you what I think about it and whether I think it's worth buying or not. So let's kick off with the JextFace. This is actually the JextFace 2. It's a very limited edition pedal. This is number 19 of 25, but there was a more standard pedal in a different shape called the JextFace. Now this is based on a 1966 fuzz face, and it uses original transistors from that time. I'll put the name up on the screen. Jext Telez are a very small outfit, two guys, and if you look at their Tumblr page, which is all I can really find about them, then you'll see that they really hit a crescendo of production, making 1,000 pedals each in 2017 and 2018, I think. They have 9 different pedals, and it looks like they might be on hiatus at the moment. It says they've got a bit tired of making pedals, and really their attention to detail is massive, and they prototyped until they got exactly the sound they want. Now on this pedal we have the volume, the fuzziness, and then there's a bias switch. I believe if you hit it up, it biases hotter. So we're going to start with it at the bottom. We're going to roll up the volume to the right level, and then we're going to play around with the fuzz on a Strat and then with some humbuckers. And today we're using the Friedman Dirty Shirley, which is a great JTM 45 modded type amp. So yeah, let's get on with it. Well, that was pretty loud, to be honest with you. I had the decibel meter going and I didn't record it, but it was easily getting above 105, sometimes 109 or 10. I try not to do it for too long, but I've actually been playing the guitar for a couple of hours before doing this. So one thing that I would say, and the reason I bring that up, is this fuzz pedal reacts really well whether the amp is on a low setting or a high setting. Some fuzz pedals you need to have the amp cranked to a certain extent before it will really work nicely. Not with this one. This one just, it's a simple pedal. It just works really, really well. Now, I wanted to show you two major things that I think about when I think about fuzz pedals, which is, will they clean up well with the volume pedal? And will they get too flabby in the bass, especially these germanium type fuzz pedals. Germanium doesn't have as tight of a lower end as a silicon fuzz pedal would have. So I had the settings quite strong, should we put it, for that Strat. It's not really a tone I would use very often, but actually really enjoyed it today. Quite edgy and pretty full on. Again, as I said, it was pretty loud. And I had the settings like that because I wanted to see how the fuzz pedal would cope, and it was great. It didn't go too mad. Now I had the setting all the way up, and I was able to use the volume knob on my guitar really, really well. Now, obviously, the amp was not in a totally clean setting, so it wasn't going to clean up fully, but it would basically allow you to keep the fuzz pedal on a lot of the time or all the time and just use it that way. Now, I didn't notice a huge difference whether I had the bias switch down or up. It just wasn't massively apparent what it was doing. Maybe when it's up, it just fills in a little bit more. So there's a little bit more sort of warmth and depth and fuzz, perhaps. But it's really hard to say. Now, I find fuzz pedals always work really well with Strats anyway. But it's a bit harder with a humbucker guitar, a Les Paul with that heavy, big sound, quite a lot of bottom end. What is it going to do with that? Well, all I had to do was roll the fuzz down a little bit on the pedal. You'll notice it was a tiny bit less than it was with the Strat. I changed the settings on the amp just for the EQ, just to get it more to my taste. But it wasn't a clean sound again, as you heard. And whacked this on, and I was absolutely amazed. And it didn't fall apart. It stayed tight, warm, fuzzy, really nice to play, gorgeous actually. And one thing I like about this pedal is how simple it is, because quite a few other fuzz pedals I've got now, let's just say this vintage fuzz, or my Austin Pride fuzz, there's a number of things you can do with it, from changing to different transistors, different bias settings. Those are brilliant. But what I love about this Jext Telez pedal is they decided, no, this is how we want it to sound, give you a bit of control over a little thing, keep the cost down. And that's the last thing I want to talk about. Is this is an incredibly rare pedal, not many of them made, especially in this enclosure if you can get it, and yet including customs import duty, it costs £250. So over £100 cheaper than this. Yes, you don't get all the same features as you would with this pedal, where you can change the different transistors at each stage and you can change the bias and everything like that. But for what it gives you, which if you want that warm, fuzzy, vintage fuzz face sound, and you want it really, really beautifully done, really amazing to play with, then this Jext Telez pedal is fantastic. So I highly recommend it if you can find one. You can get one in the original enclosure. I've seen some of them for only about 100 to 120 pounds on Reverb. So I would recommend you go ahead and look. It comes in a high gain or a normal gain version, so you can make that decision. But overall, I give this pedal a massive thumbs up for the price. It doesn't need the features, considering how much effort has gone in, how handmade it is, how few of them have been made. And yeah, I'll be looking for other Jext Telez pedals. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this short-ish video. As I said, I tried to, within the playing of the demos, include quite a few different settings on the guitar, so hopefully you've seen that. Let me know down in the comments if you like this format. I will still be doing longer videos, but this will allow me to get more content out about more variety of things, because sometimes when I do an in-depth review, which can be 30 to 40 minutes long, it takes up my whole week and it can be quite strenuous to make. So I've really enjoyed doing this one. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.